Yo, what's up, people? This your boy P. Ross back in the building with the homie.
Hey, what's goody, purple people? It's your boy Micah, a.k.a. CMS, a.k.a. The One. And together we are the Purple
Underground. Yo, what's up, man? Yo, what's up, man?
Not much, man. You know, we back at it.
Yes, sir.
You know,
so you want to tell the people what we're working with today?
Yes. So today we're gonna go back in time once again, and we've actually discussed this video before, but we thought it would be fun to go back and discuss one of our personal favorite shows from the 1999 Triple Threat Tour. And we're simply talking about the was known on the bootleg circuit as the Homecoming Show, which was held at the Met Center in Bloomington or Minneapolis. Yeah, March 15th, 1983.
Yeah.
So that's what we're going to be discussing with you guys today.
Amazing show.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing freaking show. It's actually one of the first shows that I actually seen that was actually the video was great.
Mm-hmm.
Soundboard. You know.
Right.
I believe it's a pro shot too, ain't it?
It's well, I wouldn't say it's a pro shot per se, but you could tell the video was filmed on a tripod.
Right, but it's definitely soundboard.
I believe so.
Yeah.
Or at least where it's a good audience recording.
Right.
So yeah.
I mean,
I would probably say it's a good audience recording.
Good audience recording, okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, we had Vanity 6 on the card. The Time was on the card. Prince is on the card.
Yep.
This is the Triple Threat.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? Vanity 6 track listing goes as Makeup, Wet Dream, Drive Me Wild, If a Girl Answers, Don't Hang Up, and their hit, Nasty Girl.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? As a performance, as far as they go, I always thought they were like a great opener act.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because like what they were really selling was sex. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And for a time that in the 80s was like, no, stay away from sex. You know what I'm saying? Like groups like Vanity 6. There was a couple other groups out there like that, but groups like Vanity 6, like, you know what I'm saying, just push that shit to the forefront with lingerie and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So they definitely was a great opener act.
Yeah, they were definitely eye candy, without a doubt. You know, definitely something to look at. You just couldn't keep your eyes off of really all three of them. I mean, especially Vanity.
Right.
She just had a certain presence about her that just was, but that's another discussion.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, but I'll say this. This was the first time, because, we'll be real. We had this show on video and audio, but this was actually the first time me seeing this tour with all three acts.
Yeah, I was gonna ask that. Like, it ain't another show. There is no other show with all three acts, is it?
There actually is. At least the ones I have. I have like two other shows.
Okay.
That there's probably some circulating amongst collectors, you know, in their own private collection, I'm
Right.
sure, because you know, there's definitely several shows from this tour that's out there,
Right.
um, and some of those other ones are great. But yeah, there's one from Norfolk, Virginia that has all three acts, and there's
Right.
one from Detroit at the Joe Louis Arena
Right.
with all three. So, but for me, this was the first time seeing it, and I remember reading about this show.
Right.
You just reading about the details. So I always would try to envision, like, man, like what does this tour look like? You know, like how does Vanity Six, how do they perform, and you know the time and things
Right.
like that. So when seeing it, I was just like, wow, man, this is really a very entertaining show.
Right.
So,
Right.
but
And
yeah,
you know
but
what else? Well, I'll
mhm.
get to that in a minute. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, as far as the opening act, Vanity Six, I thought they were a good opening act. You know,
For sure.
yeah, they did their thing.
Now, the next act, The Time. Right?
Hmm.
And their set list goes as follows: Get It Up, 7779311, Girl, Wild and Loose, Gigolos Get Lonely Too, Cool, and The
And
Walk.
the walk.
Now, see, this is like in the '90s, and by that time we've heard all the stories, like, you know, the Time versus Prince, and they kicked his ass at some shows. He kicked their ass at some shows. This was for me. You know what I'm saying? Because I think I had saw the Houston show.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah, at the summit.
yeah, I had saw
Yeah.
that show back in the '90s, and but the Homecoming show was a better quality show though. You know what I mean? So in my mind, I'm thinking like, okay, I'm finally gonna be able to see this comparison on where who whooped whoever ass. You know what I mean? Because that was always shit you heard like Jam and Lewis and members of the Time say. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And it was always like one of them things, like just wondering, like, okay, who was really the best that night? Who put on a better show? You know what I mean? But in the Homecoming show, I couldn't distinguish because even like for Vanity Six shit, they all were like that great. You know what I mean? But the Time
Right.
put on a hell of a show. For sure.
I agree.
Yes, sir.
Well, also, see, watching this show, I think all three of them brought their A game because they're back at home in Minneapolis. So it's almost like, you know, they definitely got to just come with it and just put on just a kick-ass show, you know, for the hometown crowd.
Right.
Uh, yeah, you brought up the Houston show from the summit. See, visually, that one was shot more professional because you know
Right.
they're showing different angles.
Right.
So the quality of that was better, but I think performance wise, this show was definitely better.
Right. Absolutely.
Although when they performed 7779311, that performance went on a little bit longer on the Houston show because you know that's my jam. But
Right.
on this one, it was a little bit shorter. You know, that was the second song that they did during their set list for the
Mhm.
Minneapolis show. But I still think performance-wise, I think the Minneapolis show was a little bit better than the Houston. You know, now don't get me wrong, that Houston show was hot too.
For
You
sure.
know, and see, and I think on that particular video, the Time and Prince, they were pretty neck to neck for me. And then in this show at the Met Center in Minneapolis or Bloomington, I mean, you could tell the crowd was just in a frenzy, you know, with the time. You know, you if you really watch closely.
Right.
So, and not to say it wasn't like that with Prince, but I mean, I can almost see how Prince, you know, felt like, damn, I got to go out there and try to top that, but you know, but you know, from where they came from, I mean, that's how it was. You know, you had
Right.
that healthy, friendly rivalry there, or
Right, for sure.
that friendly competition. You know, to always stay on top of your game. So, yeah, man. But the time set list was dope. It was all that.
All right. So let's get into Prince's set.
Okay, let me do this one. If you don't mind. Okay, so the headliner, of course, is Prince. And if you want to say the Revolution, we can say that too.
Yeah.
Because he did acknowledge them as the Revolution at the end of 1999, if you recall.
Yeah.
But Prince's set list: Controversy, Let's Work, Do Me Baby, Sexuality, Let's Pretend We're Married, and there is a solo by Lisa Coleman. Next up, Prince comes out during a piano medley or with You, and he does How Come You Don't Call Me Anymore, Lady Cab Driver, Little Red Corvette, Dirty Mind, International Lover, and last but not least, 1999.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll start this one off first.
Okay.
I thought Prince's set was definitely great. The crowd was in a frenzy when you watch it. I mean, he just seemed like he was really just into the, you know, like the crowd and everything.
Right.
This was the first time, I think, at the time when I first seen this, first time I see him perform Sexuality on this tour.
Mm-hmm.
And it may have been the first time I heard him perform it live, I think.
Right.
So, you know, that was pretty interesting to, you know, to see that song in the set list. Yeah, man. I mean, I always felt like the highlight from his set list was probably well, there were several. Like Let's Work was always a big one. Lady Cab Driver, How Come You Don't Call Me Anymore, and International Lover. You know, that was always a big one. But see, I remember reading the only criticism that Prince really got from his tour was, like, I guess some critics felt like his set was a little bit too short.
Right.
I guess for him being like the headliner. So I can almost see that, you know, in certain shows, but nonetheless, you know, the whole band was fantastic. So.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think some of the highlights for his set for me was like Controversy.
Yeah, that was another one too.
That opener just thumped.
Right.
Let's Work, of course. And during the piano instrumental, correct me if I'm wrong, didn't he do like a With You instrumental?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's the type of stuff I like. You know what I'm saying? Like obscure tracks like that being done. You know what I'm saying? Although he didn't do the vocals, you know what I'm saying? He still played the melody on the piano. You know, that was hot. That was freaking hot. Of course.
Can I add something real quick?
Yeah.
Just to let the viewers know, there's also certain shows during that portion of the show from that tour. In some cities, he along with you, he would go into Still Waiting,
Right. Yeah.
and that was as some of the shows that I have. The performance was really good, just
Right.
to hear
Yeah.
him play it on the piano.
Right.
So,
For sure.
hmm
And then Lady Cab Driver, of course, is another highlight. Little Red Corvette, was another highlight. This was all in all just a fantastic show, yo.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
hmm
So,
definitely.
if you had to rate this show on the turntable scale, what would you give it, sir? I mean,
I would give
the whole show, like Vanity, The Time Prince, the whole show.
the whole show, this particular show, 5 out of 5. I've always enjoyed the 1999 tour, or 1999 Triple Threat Tour, however you paraphrase it. Um, yeah, just from what I've seen visually and listened to on CDs or audio. Uh, I'm not sure if this is my favorite out of the tour, out of this tour, but it's certainly in the top 3.
Right.
Because there's another show I will put in the conversation as my favorite show from the tour.
Right.
But yeah, my rating is 5 out of 5.
Right. I would give it a 5 out of 5 too. I thought it was fantastic. I thought it was excellent. Not only that, it's the 1999 tour. You know what I'm saying? One of the greatest tours. He had the greatest album ever. He made the greatest album ever with 1999.
Arguably, yeah.
So, it was great. I give it a 5 out of 5.
Okay.
So if y'all have heard this out there or seen this show, what do y'all think about it?
Excuse me.
Just leave your comments down in the comment section, and we can talk about it. You know what I mean? So
Yes, sir. And if you do not own this show, try to get with one of your fellow Purple friends and see if they can hook you up.
for sure,
It's
yeah,
it's worth having.
yeah. Don't buy bootlegs. Do not buy bootlegs. So that's it. My name is P. Ross.
And my name is Micah, aka CMS.
And together we are
The Purple
Underground. Peace.
and be
And we
wild.
out.